Alors, nous sommes avec M. Ahmed Fati, qui est un journaliste égypto-américain, qui est là. Bienvenue, M. Fati. Vous êtes correspondant auprès des Nations Unies et analyste des affaires internationales. Vous avez révélé pas mal de choses, en fait. Vous avez évoqué pas mal de choses, notamment le Sahara, lors d'un briefing à l'ONU sur la partition. On ne va pas revenir dessus. On en a expliqué, on en a largement expliqué. Aujourd'hui, le Maroc diplomatique, à travers MD Sahara, célèbre encore les 25 ans de règne de Sa Majesté le roi Mohamed VI et aussi les 10 ans d'essor sur les provinces du Sud. La question que je vais poser, M. Fati, I ask you the question in English. What do you think about Sahara?
Very simple and straightforward. The Sahara is a Moroccan territory. The Moroccanite of the Sahara is undisputed, except with few member states that they have a different position. Why is that? We have to understand that the world have gone through a transformation process over the past decades. What was acceptable during the decolonization of Africa is not today the same way perceived in many areas around the world. When the major powers in the world describe the autonomy plan that the Kingdom of Morocco is offering, they say it's a reliable plan and it's a practical plan. That's what the world needs. The world is not looking into vague and emotional statements. The world is looking for peace, security, and development for these parts. And let me add one thing. The world doesn't need another proxy state on the map. The world doesn't need another failed state in Africa. The results that we have seen from creating these countries and breaking them, DRC is an example, the Democratic Republic of Congo, what's happening in Central Africa, what's happening in Burkina Faso, what's happening in the Sahel, the entire Sahel, is a mind-blowing and a wake-up call for the world. The world doesn't need to see all of that. They want to have something, a reliable plan. Dealing with the Kingdom of Morocco in that regard, Morocco is a very reliable partner on the international stage, whether within a multilateral format, the United Nations and other international organizations, or as a state-to-state or bilateral in its relations, managing its foreign relations with other countries. The world is looking now for development. Development is not just an economic need, it's a human right now.
You are employed for your major in the United Nations. Okay, can you tell us some backstage about the meeting in New York?
Meetings, every meeting have its own characteristic.
About Sahara?
Sahara, it's always the procedure. They have 2 sessions in the year with the renewal of the mandate for the MINURSO mission. And usually there is a consensus among the members of the Security Council that they want to see a resolution for this. They know that Polisario is not giving up easily. They have funding. They are funded. They are given a political patronage from other countries. And they enjoying being in the limelight, even if it's twice a year. Morocco stands firmly. The Moroccan diplomacy is firm on that, has been very consistent. I've been in the United Nations for 13 years, covering the United Nations as a journalist. And Morocco has been very consistent with the autonomy plan.
Mr. Fati, about your experience in New York, why the United Nations cannot decide about the Sahara?
The United Nations does not have the mandate to do that. If they would have the mandate, it will and we would have a resolution, it will probably have to be under Chapter 7. The MINURSO mandate is just an observing.
But years by years, they will conduct the mandate of MINURSO.
There is no political will in that area. But on a regional level, an international level, after the United States recognition of Morocco's sovereignty over the Sahara, and then France, this was the big, and the release of the maps from the archives of the French state. I think it's very clear to anybody. You don't need to be a professor in international law or diplomacy to understand. Just look at the map. This is the map of the Sahara, and it proves it's Moroccanite.
The last question, Mr. Fati. We are 25 years for Mohammed VI on the Fourth Kingdom. What do you think? What about your opinion for Mohammed VI, His Majesty?
His Majesty King Mohammed VI is an international leader, a reliable partner to deal with. His vision is derived from the benefit of his people, the Moroccan people, whether inside Morocco or in the diaspora. The Moroccan diaspora is very active in many areas. I'll tell you, my book, America First, the World Divided, I wrote the book, but the editing for the book and the revisions for it was done with Dr. Oudian Hamdash, a Moroccan-American political science professor. And I'm so proud as an Egyptian American that my partner in that effort is a Moroccan American, that we can proudly claim it's a North African American product. And this is probably a new term that's not have been used in the circuits of academia or within America itself.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Fati.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
You're welcome to Morocco Diplomatique and Morocco MD Sahara in Morocco and all.
I thank Morocco Diplomatique and Madame Saad Mekkawi for organizing this magnificent event. She have done phenomenal efforts over the past few days, and I'm sure that the work preceded that was substantial. I could not imagine that under one roof I would meet with an elite group of intellectuals, government officials, from academia, from diplomacy, from local authority in the Sahara in such a short time. So definitely I thank her, and I thank her team from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.